gosh, that was weird. It said live streaming isn't available right now. And then it went to, I'm making my notes. So hopefully this is going to flow, but apparently not right now. So we're going to go back up here for a second. It's flowing. It's flowing. See, my curtain is doing something weird. And that's better. Okay. That's much better. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. This weekend, Wyoming's headlines told two stories at once. In Laramie, a man died in police custody. In Cheyenne, deputies were deputized by ICE. And across the state, federal workers braced for furloughs while Medicaid recipients watched the horizon. These aren't isolated events, they're signals about who gets to belong, who gets protected, and who gets left behind when systems tighten. There's another story too. Kids in Lander built go-karts for disabled peers. A robotic nonprofit in Powell shipped a 3D printer to Armenia, and Casper hosted an art summit. These are stories of community, of ingenuity, of care. So we ask, what kind of Wyoming are we building? One where enforcement outpaces empathy, or one where innovation and dignity lead the way? Who gets to belong? This weekend, Wyoming's news wasn't loud, it didn't scream, but it whispered something urgent, something about who gets to belong and who gets left behind. Let's start in Laramie. Dewey Davis died in police custody. The state is investigating, but the silence around his death is deafening. No press conference, no timeline, just a name and a family waiting for answers. In the same breath, 25 deputies in Laramie County were sworn in by ICE, deputized to enforce federal immigration law. The ACLU raised concerns, community members raised eyebrows, and somewhere in that mix, the question hangs: who gets protected and who is getting policed? Meanwhile, the federal shutdown entered day 3. Over 66,800 Wyoming workers are furloughed. That's not just numbers, it's missed paychecks, stalled research, and families holding their breath. Governor Gordon offered short-term support, but long-term uncertainty looms. And with proposed cuts to Medicaid and Social Security, over 190,000 Wyomingites could lose access to basic care. That's not just policy, that's survival. But Wyoming isn't just a struggle, it's also a spark. In Torrington, dispatcher Heather Krause guided a complicated home birth over the phone. Her calm saved a baby's life. In Lander, middle and high schoolers built custom go-karts for kids with disabilities, and they're coding a parental control app to go with it. Okay, cool. In Powell, a robotics nonprofit shipped a 3D printer to Armenia. That's Rural Wyoming mentoring global innovation. And in Casper, the Humanities Festival and Arts Summit reminded us that culture matters, that storytelling, music, and civic dialogue aren't luxuries, they're lifelines. Even in the wild, resilience shows up. A grizzly cub named Miracle is surviving solo in Grand Teton after losing its siblings and separating from its mother. No one expected it to make it, but it did, it is. So here's the question: what kind of Wyoming are we building? One where enforcement outpaces empathy, where youth flee the state at twice the national rate, and football scores reflect resource gaps more than talent. Or one where kids build go-karts for their peers, artists gather in Casper, and a dispatcher becomes a local hero. This week, we saw both, and maybe that's the point. Belonging isn't just about policy, it's about practice. It's about who we show up for and how. And just before we go, here's one more whisper from the edge. The North Carolina shoreline is disappearing, not metaphorically, literally. Homes swallowed by the sea, cemeteries eroded, generations of memories washing away. In fact, they're not washing away. They're washing up on the shoreline. I wonder what I meant by that. The boards, the housing boards, they're all across the shoreline. And so there's some sort of confusion as to whose property the shoreline is, because at one time it was private property, but now the shoreline's gone. And so the houses are no longer on private property. They're just an ocean. And the wood and the debris that's piling up on the shoreline, it is like not private property owner's problem. It is the people's problem at this point, or everybody's problem, the collective as a whole. So I just wanted to throw that in there. So this is a reminder that belonging isn't just social, it's geological, it's environmental, it's fragile. So whether it's a baby born in Torrington, a cub surviving in Grand Teton, or a coastline vanishing in the Carolinas, our stories are connected. Thanks for listening. If this stirred something in you, share it, talk about it, organize around it, because belonging isn't given, it's built, and in Wyoming, we build together. Thanks for listening. If this stirred something in you, share it, talk about it, organize around it. Oh, I already said all this. And in Wyoming, we build together. I'm going to do some other segments. I'm going to do some short tapes. I'm probably going to record this again, just because there's some different stories on there that I want to highlight. I am going live at 9 a.m. I am talking to people about sharing this opportunity to share their voice. And I've already had some experiences with that already. So just keep watching, keep subscribing, keep liking, because that really helps. If you could leave a comment, that would be even better. Just know that I am doing this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here.